Welcome back to another episode of the Curtis Zone, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Supernatural Month here on the Curtis Zone. Every October is Supernatural Month here on the Curtis Zone, and we are starting this episode with a great episode. We've asked ourselves, who are the characters that can fight or defeat Lord Drakkon in a fight? All the supernatural characters, all the spellcasters, warriors that can fight or defeat Lord Drakkon in a fight. Don't be shy about getting in that comment section down below and tell me your list, alright? Because this is just my list, okay? I've come with a list of people who can fight or defeat Lord Drakkon in a fight, and I cannot wait to tell you guys. Let's get started with this episode, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more content, as well as hitting that notification bell if you want to see more of me, my smiling face, my awesome afro, and of course more of my bouncing pecs, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get started. Before we get started, as always, news. The first piece of news for the world of DC, they have announced that they are going to be ending Peacemaker with Season 2 for now. No official plans are coming back for the third season. However, with fans going crazy over Seasons 1 and 2, it's looking like we will get a third season because the studio may have no choice. The next piece of news is the fact that the Simpsons movie, the second Simpsons movie, will be coming out in 2027. However, nothing is set in stone about cast, story, or anything like that. It is looking like we're gonna get a great movie because the first Simpsons movie was pretty good. I liked it. Now it's time for a second one. Let's wait for that, shall we? The third piece of news is this. It has a couple of days ago, a piece of the script for Avengers Doomsday was leaked online, and from what I saw, we're gonna be getting a lot of character cameos, if not full-time character cameos. I saw Shang-Chi's name, I saw Spider-Man, and I saw Ant-Man on there. So, yeah, let's wait for that. I can't wait, because Avengers Doomsday, it's looking like it's going to be pretty cool. Now, let's get started with this list. And remember, this is just my list, alright? If you guys have someone who you think this should be on this list, put in the comment section down below. I can't wait to read it. Let's get started. But before we get started, let's do a little bit about Lord Drakkon, okay? If you've seen my episode on how powerful would Lord Drakkon be, I put it somewhere up here, if you haven't, you would know Lord Drakkon's powers, but let's go through them a little bit more just in case. Lord Drakkon has the power of both the Green Ranger and the White Ranger combined. This means that he has both of their powers, including energy projection, energy manipulation, spatial manipulation, the list goes on for days. But the most prominent ability that he has is the fact that he's pretty much indestructible and he can defeat any Power Ranger. And he has complete knowledge of the morphing grid itself. Not just where it is, but how to read it. Which is how he created his own army of Power Ranger slaves. He also created the Ranger Slayer, who is a Power Ranger assassin with the sword of evil as her bow. He also has an indestructible armor. He has both Saba and the Dragon Dagger. He has a combination of the White Tiger Zord and the Green Dragon Zord. It's pretty cool how powerful he is. So, and Power Ranger are basically gods. So yeah, there's all that. So let's get started talking about who can defeat him in a fight. Starting off in comic books, more specifically DC comic books, the first character who I think can defeat Lord Drakkon in a fight is Dr. Fate. For those of you who've seen Black Adam, you know how powerful he is. He's basically, some can argue that he is the Infinity Stones rolled into one being. Here is why. Dr. Fate has energy projection, energy manipulation, super strength, flight, spatial manipulation, limited temporal manipulation. The list goes on of how powerful he is. Who can forget that scene in Black Adam when he took on Sobek by himself and lived to tell the tale? He basically held him off. He wasn't able to defeat him, but he held him off. Also, in the Young Justice animated series, he took on all of the War World's weapons by himself, which was pretty cool. He's also defeated Superman. He's defeated armies of demons by himself, and that is just impressive. Another DC character that can defeat Lord Drakkon in a fight is Zatanna. The reason being because Zatanna is basically Dr. Fate, but at a weaker scale. Zatanna's reality warping abilities are impressive, but she gets her powers from the universe itself. Also, she's able to use her powers by speaking backwards. Basically, anything that she wants to happen, she has to say it backwards. Not just the words, the letters in the words as well, which are basically spells. So yeah, who thinks that she can defeat Lord Drakkon in a fight? Moving into Marvel comics, you knew I was going to say it. The character that can defeat Lord Drakkon in a fight is Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange being like Dr. Fate. Doctor Strange's powers are impressive. Even without the use of his hands, he's still the most powerful sorcerer in all of Marvel Universe. Being so skilled in sorcery that it's considered to be a superpower. He also has access to arcane artifacts that he uses against the supernatural and all of the arcane as well. Who could forget in Avengers Infinity War when he took on Thanos? So yeah, him versus Lord Drakkon. Who says otherwise? Moving into video games, people can argue that this is not true, but the character from video games that I think could take on Lord Drakkon is Akuma from Street Fighter. The reason being because Akuma has amazing martial arts abilities, superhuman strength, superhuman durability, and superhuman agility, but his most prominent power is his Dark Hado, which is his chi manipulation, which he can use to not only manipulate his own chi, but others around him as well. People can argue that this is not true, but I say give him a shot, okay? Staying in video games just for a second, another character that I think could take on Lord Drakkon in a fight, people can argue that it would not happen, but I believe it could. It's Quan Chi. He's more powerful than Shang Tsung because his power doesn't rely on hand-to-hand combat, but basically controlling and manipulating the universe around him and all other dimensions as well. He once summoned monsters just to fight other characters. He once summoned a monster to fight the other characters in Mortal Kombat 1. Also, Quan Chi has better soul manipulation capabilities than Shang Tsung. People can say otherwise, but I think that this is true. There are 3 in Japanese anime that I want to talk about. The first being known as Ichigo Kurosaki. He could probably defeat Lord Drakkon in a fight because his powers are based on soul manipulation. He is essentially a death god who travels souls to the afterlife, but his powers are pretty impressive. His powers include superhuman strength, superhuman durability, soul manipulation, soul energy projection, and his sword can cut through anything. He can charge with his soul energy to cut through anything. I dare anyone to say otherwise, but I strongly believe that Ichigo Kurosaki has a chance against Lord Drakkon. The next character that they can defeat Lord Drakkon in a fight is Yusuke Urameshi. He has the ability to manipulate soul energy, spiritual energy, and sometimes demonic energy into his own body, and use that sort of energy to generate all sorts of energy blasts, including his most prominently known as his spirit gun. He also has his spirit wave, his shotgun capability, but he's also a pretty strong brawler as well. And he has the ability to fight anyone. He once stood up to Toguro, who has the ability to increase and decrease his strength and his mass to literally be stronger and faster and more powerful than anyone. We're talking about Yusuke Urameshi here, who defeated Toguro with one blast. So yeah, I strongly believe that Yusuke Urameshi could defeat Lord Drakkon. There's only one last character that I think could take on Lord Drakkon in a fight. Well, not character, but a series of characters. And those characters are the Knights of the Zodiac. The reason being because the Knights of the Zodiac are literally trained to kill gods. And Drakkon thinks himself as a god. The Knights of the Zodiac have the ability to use cosmic energy into physical attacks. Some of these attacks are more powerful than the others. You have Bronze Knights who have 1 attack, Silver Knights who have 2 attacks, and Gold Knights who have 3 attacks but are amplified by gold armor. So imagine them going up against Lord Drakkon, and tell me, do you think that they can defeat Lord Drakkon and his armies of Power Ranger slaves? Thank you so much for joining me here on the Curtis Zone. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making it. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you want add your own list. If you think that someone should be higher or lower on this list, if you think that someone shouldn't be on this list, period, get in the comment section down below and let's talk about it, alright? Don't be shy. If you guys have any requests for a history of for any episode at all, put it in the comment section down below, and I will see if I can do it. More specifically, I'll see if I'm allowed to do it, okay? Let's get started. Let's get started in that comment section, and I will see you guys very soon, okay? And as you see, next episode is going to be a lot of fun, because this is Supernatural Month, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you guys are ready. I'll see you soon. Peace.